Today's Bible study, we're going to look at Daniel chapter 6. Now, Daniel chapter 6 is a chapter that has a very interesting type for Jesus Christ, because the prophet Daniel here is going to get into some trouble. He's going to be, a trap is going to be set, and he's going to get into trouble, and he's going to suffer for serving God. And in this we find a very important type for Jesus Christ. The Old Testament is full of types, and this is one of the reasons why, this is one of the things that sets Christianity apart from everything else that's out there, is that everything that happened, everything that's recorded in the New Testament was prophesied before. And one of the ways that it was prophesied was through types, which are situations and events that people go through that in some way are represent and look forward to and even foreshadow the crucifixion of Jesus Christ. Daniel 6 is a very, very specific example of this, and here he's going to suffer as a type for Christ. He's going to get put into a lion's den, and God's going to deliver him. And why? Because he didn't do anything wrong. So we're going to see innocency. We're going to see his innocence triumph over the power of death. We're going to see a victory here over death through God. Picking it up in Daniel 6:1. And it pleased Darius to set over the kingdom 120 princes, which should be over the whole kingdom. So this is after the exile. This is after the kingdom of Israel was conquered by Gentile powers. They fell into sin. They're conquered. And this is the kingdom of Judah, and they would be conquered by Babylon. That was the Gentile power that conquered them. And then Babylon itself was conquered by the Medes and the Persians. So that leads us up to this story, and that Darius is the Gentile king who now has control over Israel and over the exiles. This one, Darius, has an enormous empire, and he's going to appoint people to rule it. So he sets over the kingdom 120 princes, which should be over the whole kingdom, and that's to help him reign over all this enormous empire, all these different languages and everything. You couldn't do it on your own. And over these three presidents, so the 120 answer to 3. Then this Daniel was preferred above the presidents and princes because an excellent spirit was in him, and the king thought to set him over the whole realm. So Daniel is preferred because it says he has an excellent spirit. He's righteous, and even this Gentile king recognizes in Daniel something special. He recognizes his loyalty and his ability, and that he has an excellent spirit. And in this, we're starting to see a type for Christ, because remember, Christ is the one, is the heir. Christ is the one who was going to reign over the kingdoms of the world. Christ was the favored one, and because of that, what happens? There's jealousy, and that's, we find that a lot in the Old Testament, that jealousy causes the wicked to hate the righteous. That's one of the reasons that Christ was crucified, was simple jealousy, that they recognized that he was what they wanted to be. He was for real. He had the real anointing of God on him. His miracles were real. His testimony was real. He wasn't a fake. He wasn't a phony. He wasn't just trying to use people. And because of that, that was one of the main reasons why the priesthood and the upper, the people in the higher positions, that's one of the reasons why they hated him, was just simple jealousy. Then the presidents and princes sought to find occasion against Daniel concerning the kingdom, but they could find none occasion nor fault. He didn't do anything wrong. They're trying to justify their own wickedness, is what this is. They're mad at him for the simple fact that he's righteous and favored by God. There's an anointing on him from God, that God favors him over them. And for that simple reason, they don't like him. For as much as he was faithful, neither was there any error or fault found in him. They can't find anything to use against him. So they're gonna conspire. They're gonna make something up. They're gonna use his own righteousness against him. What they're going to do is they're going to set a trap. And it's not Daniel that's going to fall into the trap, but it's another one. Daniel 6:6. Then these presidents and princes assembled together to the king and said thus unto him, King Darius, live forever. So they can't get anything against Daniel, so they're going to go to the king. And here they go. They're really sneaky, and they're really sly, and we have to understand that these presidents and princes, these are a type for the powers and principalities, for the devil and his angels is what they are, and they're going to set a trap for the righteous, but because Daniel is righteous, who are they going to snare in the trap? They're going to go after King Darius because he's a new king, and he's actually kind of a rookie, and he's going to fall into their trap. He likes Daniel. He knows he's a righteous man, but he's, watch how they do this, because O King Darius, live forever. They're going to puff him up a little bit. They're going to play to his ego. So here's the trap. All the presidents of the kingdom, the governors and the princes, the counselors and the captains, have consulted together to establish a royal statute and to make a firm decree that whosoever shall ask a petition of any god or man for 30 days, save of thee, O king, he shall cast into the den of lions. For 1 month, no one can worship any god except the king. The king makes a terrible mistake here. But this sounds good to him. It sounds good to him on the carnal level, and it sounds good to him as a man who's puffed up, who thinks that he's the king of the world, and his pride and his ego get the better of him. And that's like us. The king here is a type for us who we get tricked, we get deceived, we fall into the trap. But the king here was born. The king here, he's not the one that is going to suffer, because he's not the one that's going to be tried because of this. An innocent man's going to be tried. It's Daniel. Why? Because Daniel worships God. He doesn't worship man. So wherefore King Darius signed the writing in the decree. It's a done deal now. He signed it. He made a law that said you can't, for 1 month, for 30 days, you can't worship any god, anything other than him. You shall not ask, it says you shall not ask a petition of any god or man for 30 days. It means no prayer to any god. And Daniel's a godly man. He prays 3 times a day. So they know that. They're crafting this to trap him. Daniel 6:11. Then these men assembled and found Daniel praying and making supplication before his God. They got him now. They caught him in the act of praying and asking God and talking and worshiping God during this time, during this prohibition. And that's what they wanted. Remember what they got, what the charge. They conspired against Christ because he was a threat to them. And what was the charge? That he said he would destroy the temple and raise it up. He was speaking truth. He wasn't doing anything wrong. But they caught him because it was according to the. It wasn't according to the righteousness of God that he was trapped. It was according to the pride and the ego and the wickedness of men that he was trapped. It was according to falseness. We're going to jump ahead to Daniel 6:13. Then answered they and said before the king, that Daniel which is of the children of the captivity of Judah, he's not one of us, regardeth not thee, O king, nor the decree that thou hast signed, but maketh his petition 3 times a day. He broke the petition. He broke the rule. He broke the law that you signed, that you said that, and as a king, this king here who loves Daniel is going to be put in a terrible situation, because when you make a rule and you're a king, you have to abide by that. That's a statute. You can't. Even going back thousands of years, the idea of the rule of law was absolute. You can't make exceptions. You have no credibility otherwise. He has to maintain his credibility as a king. Then the king, when he heard these words, was sore displeased with himself. He screwed up. He knows that he's been trapped. He knows that he's been outsmarted, really. Tricked because of his ego, because of his pride. There was no reason to pass a law that said that no one, other than his own pride. Why? Because he was a new king, and he just took the throne, and he's on the rise. It was a rookie mistake, but as the new king, he got puffed up. He didn't realize what he was doing, and set his heart on Daniel to deliver him. He knows Daniel's a loyal servant of his. He knows he's an innocent man. This king is a type for us, because Daniel's going to suffer because of his mistake. And this king, he has a righteous heart, but he's human. He has human frailties and human issues which are like what we all have. We all struggle, no matter who we are. We get seduced. We get trapped. We make mistakes. And we give the enemy power over us. Here he's been put in a situation where these 120 have power over him.